Hey guys, Fets here from 11 Bravo Gaming with some Battlefield 1 gameplay for you. I have absolutely been loving Battlefield 1. I think it is finally a really good build of the franchise that most of us love. I skipped Battlefield Hardline, as everyone knows. You didn't see any of that on our channel. We've actually been pretty quiet with videos for a while because we didn't have any games that we loved. Siege was great, but deep down we're Battlefield players. I like teaching people about Battlefield, talking about Battlefield, engaging you guys, and hearing what you think about Battlefield. Not to say we won't have Titanfall, etc. on the channel, but we're playing a lot of Battlefield right now, and I love it. I hope you guys love it as well. And one thing I'm absolutely loving is the Rush game mode in this. And I think it's interesting that a lot of channels and a lot of YouTubers and on Twitter, a lot of people have been talking about how Operations has made Rush obsolete. No one wants to play Rush anymore. Operations is fantastic. It's this miracle baby, and it's this combination of Rush and Conquest, and everyone loves it. And I'm definitely not in that camp. I don't agree. I'm not sure what that guy was doing. But if you follow me on Twitter at Fets25, it's a really good way to interact and talk about the game with me. But if you follow me on there, I've actually been tweeting a little bit about how I think Rush is amazing. Last night we played Rush for 3 hours, live stream. It's on the channel if you want to watch it. The first half's kind of a little bit boring. The second half's better. But we played Rush the whole time. It was amazing. We had a great time. We did win pretty much the whole time, and I think that's one of the things I like about the player count in Rush is if you have a squad of 5 like we do in this video, you can kind of control your destiny, right? I mean, there's a chance you're going to face another squad or a squad of 10 or whatever that beats you, and that does happen, and that's fine. But 5 players can really impact the game when the player count's smaller like it is for Rush currently, 12v12. I do think it's a little bit low. I would rather see it be 15v15, 30-player servers for Rush. I think it would still keep the games open and moving the way they do, which is, I think, a great choice with the smaller player counts. But I think 3 squads of 5 would make a lot more sense than 5 and 5 and 2, which is a weird breakdown. Regardless, when we look at Rush compared to Operations, I think there's some important things to consider. I love the concept of Operations, and I think it could be a really good game mode, but at this point, I think both Corrupt and I agree, like, we don't really like playing it. We'll play Conquest or Rush before we'll play that. Mostly because if the game is close, the behemoths become a nightmare. They can be really difficult to take down. I like the concept, right? So the concept that if a game is really unmatched and the defenders are just getting their butts kicked, well, you bring in a behemoth the next round and they have a little bit of help to make it competitive. And that works in concept with consideration that the teams are unbalanced. If the teams are balanced or even close to balanced, then the behemoth becomes this incredibly unbalanced mechanic in the game. I don't know how they fix that. I don't think they need to take the behemoths out of the game. They're really fun and they're a really cool element. They're better than Levolution in my mind as any kind of a marketing gimmick as they are. The other thing I don't love about Operations is the time it takes to play. There's pros and cons to that, but in general it falls more in the con for me. If I play one game and lose and now I'm 0-1 on the night, but I just spent an hour and a half playing, well, that sucks. If I could play a bunch of Rush games. Rush games on attack seem to average around 20 to 30 minutes, depending on how good your team is, how bad the other team is. And if you can hold them at the first MCOM defending, it's only a 10 or 11 minute game. It goes really quick. So you can get a lot of 5 or 6 Rush games in the time you can get one operation in. I love the scale of it. It is a pro as well, so it's really fun, but that having said, I think the Rush map design in Battlefield 1 is as good as it's been since Bad Company 2. I think Bad Company 2 is a game built for Rush. The maps were incredible for Rush, and ever since then they've taken that focus on the level design away from Rush maps, and it's shown, right? Rush in Battlefield 3 wasn't as good, and Battlefield 4 Rush was an absolute nightmare the way the maps were designed. It was awful. So the map design being good, the player count where it's at, everything makes Rush play really well, actually. It's a lot of fun. The maps are designed smart with the lanes and the way you can move around, so I like that a lot. Overall, I think a lot of people are just, I don't know if they're losing at Rush or just really enjoying Operations, but I don't think it's a replacement for Rush in any way. So you know, we're playing on what is it, Foul Fortress here. It's a great map. I think maybe there was one rush map which I found a little convoluted, and one of the MCOMs is really impossible to take. But I love that because if you remember Bad Company 2, if you were a Bad Company 2 player, there were definitely areas of each level where you knew if we don't take Bravo first, we won't get Bravo. Like you have to have that tactic of spreading the defense out across 2 MCOMs to weaken them on the really entrenched, difficult MCOMs. And that's what they've done here. A lot of the MCOMs on Rush and in Battlefield 1, not at every stage, but at some point or another, one of them is really entrenched and dug in, and you either have to catch the enemy off guard and hit it really fast and aggressive, which is fun, or you have to tactically spread out the defense. You have to, you know, do a plan at the other MCOM, and then when they're running to defuse it, come back to the difficult one. And that's a fun strategy for defensive players that are good as the game kind of evolves to know, hey, we never want to worry about Bravo. Alpha is the only MCOM we need to guard right here. Or vice versa, right? So that's one of those tactics that's that next level kind of stuff with Rush gameplay that Bad Company 2 just nailed. And this Lewis gun suppressive, my favorite gun in the game. I was tweeting how much I love the medic class early on because the rifles are really powerful, really fun. The accuracy of this, and it does decent damage. Absolutely love this gun. Especially in Rush, the engagement distances, I'm able to keep them medium range where it excels. And I can just take down guys like crazy. Not in this clip, for some reason I couldn't. But in general, I've been having 2 to 4 KD games using the Lewis gun, which for me is good. I'm a 1.5 KD player in general in Battlefield. So to be 2 to 4 with it is exceptional for me, and I find it performs really well. I also like that Rush requires a lot of class variety. You know, you need medics, you need recon, snipers, you need support guys handing out ammo. And all game modes are like that, but you know, some of them tend to get kind of like, we need a bunch of medics for this, or you know, engagement distances in Conquest can be kind of long, and in operations kind of long, so the guys with the shorter range guns suffer, and you don't see those classes as much in game modes like operations. So I like that about Rush too. In general, I love Rush. I'm having a blast. It's definitely my preferred game mode in the game. Leave me a comment and let me know what you think. I'm expecting a lot of people are going to tell me they love operations, but probably only because you haven't played. Maybe you've let a lot of other YouTube channels influence you into thinking Rush wasn't worth playing anymore, and I think it is. Give me a try. Let me know if you do end up playing Rush as a result of this and find that you love it, or if you're a Rush player like myself and what you think of it. So thanks for watching, guys, and definitely have more videos coming out soon. For 11 Bravo Gaming, this is Fets, and I'm out.